Good morning, dear students. Welcome to e-learning class 9 English. In this module, I'm going to teach you a beautiful lesson. Can anybody guess? We have almost finished all the units in English. We are in the final unit, that is unit 7. So, this week I'm going to teach you prose, a birthday letter. Let us see about the author before we proceed to the lesson. Jawaharlal Nehru was born on 14th November 1889 and died on 27th May 1964. He was the first Prime Minister of India. He emerged as an eminent leader of the Indian independence movement under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. He served India as Prime Minister from 1947 until his death in 1964. He is considered to be the architect of modern Indian nation state, a sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic. His birthday is celebrated as Children's Day. He was a prolific writer in English and wrote a number of books such as The Discovery of India, Glimpses of World History and his autobiography, Toward Freedom. In 1955, Nehru was awarded Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor, by the President Rajendra Prasad. Usually, what do we receive on our birthday? We receive lot of gifts. But here in this lesson, Nehru gifted a letter to her daughter on her birthday. Let us see about the letter detailedly. This lesson is about a birthday letter. A letter which is written by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru from Naini jail on his daughter Indra's birthday. Let us read the lesson. First part, Central Prison, Naini, October 26, 1930. My dear Indra, on your birthday, you have been in the habit of receiving presents and good wishes. Good wishes you will still have in full measure. But what present can I send you from Naini prison? My presents cannot be very material or solid. They can be of the mind and spirit. Things that even the high walls of prison cannot stop. In the first paragraph of the letter, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was imprisoned in Naini jail. As he was not able to send a gift to Indra on her birthday, he sends her a letter. So added, though presents are appreciated, but the present I sent is not a solid material, but which will help you to develop your mind and spirit. Let us move to the next paragraph. You know, sweetheart, how I dislike sermonizing and doling out good advice. I have always thought the best way to find out what is right and what is not right, what should be done and what should not be done, is not by giving a sermon, but talking and discussing, and out of discussions, sometimes a little bit of truth comes out. I have liked my talks with you, and we have discussed many things. But the world is wide, and beyond our world lie other wonderful and mysterious worlds. None of us need ever be bored or imagine that we have learned everything worth learning and become very wise. Sermonizing, compose or deliver a sermon. Doling out, to give or deliver in small portions. Here he says he disliked giving sermons or advice because he believed that only by talking and discussing, sometimes a little bit of truth comes out. And also he says we must not believe that since we have learned everything, we have become wise. Next, but what am I to do then? A letter can hardly take the place of a talk. At best, it is a one-sided affair. Imagine that I have made a suggestion to you for you to think over, as if we really were having a talk. He says, "What should I do? A letter cannot take place of a speech. This is a one sided affair. Imagine that I have given you a piece of advice to make you really think, like we are really having a talk." In history, we read of great periods in the life of nations, of great men and women. Do you remember how fascinated you were when you first read the story of Joan of Arc, and how your ambition was to be something like her? Ordinary men and women are not usually heroic. They think of their bread and butter, of their children, of their household worries, and the like. He tells to her daughter, "We have read about great times in history, in the life of nations, in the great men and women. Ordinary men and women are generally not heroes. Do you remember how fascinated you were when you first read the story of Joan of Arc, and how ambition to be like her was? Ordinary men and women are generally think about their bread and butter, their children, household worries, and more. But a time comes when a whole people become interested in a great cause. Then history helps even simple, ordinary men and women to become heroes. Great leaders have something in them which inspires a whole people and makes them to do great deeds. In India, a great leader full of love for all who suffer and eager to help them has inspired our people to great actions and noble sacrifice. He has helped to make the starving, the poor, and the oppressed free and happy. History helps even simple and ordinary men become heroes. Let us see how. Great leaders have something in them that motivates entire people and makes them to do great deeds. A great leader in India who loves those who suffer and who always eager to help them has inspired our people to great deeds and noble sacrifices. He also has helped to make the hungry, the poor, and the oppressed free and happy. Here, can anybody guess Nehruji is talking about whom? To his daughter? Yes, he is none other than the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Babuji is in prison, but the magic of his message has stolen the hearts of India's millions. Men and women, and even little children, come out of their little shells and become India's soldiers of freedom. In India, today we are making history, and you and I are fortunate to see this happening before eyes and to take some part ourselves in this great drama. He goes on to tell her how Babuji motivated even the common men and women to become a part of the struggle for freedom. If we are to be India's soldiers, we have to respect India's honor, and that honor is a sacred trust. It is no easy matter to decide what is right and what is not. One little test I shall ask you to apply whenever you are in doubt. Never do anything in secret or anything that you wish to hide. If we are a soldier of India, we must respect the pride of India. That respect is a sacred belief. He also says, determining what is right is not that much easy task. Let me tell you a little experiment. Whenever you are in doubt, never do anything in secret or anything you want to hide. Desire to hide anything means that you are afraid, and fear is a bad thing and unworthy of you. Be brave, and all the rest follows. If you are trying to hide anything means that you are afraid. Fear is a bad thing, and you deserve it. Be brave. Everything else is as follows. You know that in our great freedom movement Under Babuji's leadership, there is no room for secrecy or hiding. We have nothing to hide. We are not afraid of what we do or what we say. We work in the sun and in the light. He asked, Sir, do you know that in our great freedom movement led by Babuji, there is no place for secrecy. We have nothing to hide. We are not afraid of whatever we did. We work in the sun and light. Even so, in our private lives, let us make friends with the sun and work in the light and do nothing secretly. And if you do so, my dear, you will grow up a child of the light, unafraid and serene and unruffled, whatever may happen. Even in our personal lives, we will be friends with the sun, work in the light, and do nothing in secret. And if you do so, my dear, you will grow into a light, fearless, quiet, and tireless child, whatever happens. I have written a very long letter to you, and yet there is so much I would like to tell you. How can a letter contain it? Goodbye, little one, and may you grow up into a brave soldier in India's service. Finally, he says that he has written a lengthy letter to her, but still he has so much to tell her. But how can a letter contain? So, goodbye, little one. And he ends up the letter telling her to grow up like a brave soldier. Let us have a small review. Let us see about the important elements of this letter. Nehru did not like to sermonize or advise. Second, we have learned that it is important to do things without fear. Third, we should recognize right from wrong. Fourth, while facing problems, we can resolve them by discussing them with near and dear ones. And he has also mentioned the value of the contribution of our leaders to fight for freedom, the value of qualities exhibited by these leaders, the two factors that make ordinary men and women are heroes, full faith in a great cause, love and respect for the nation. Mahatma Gandhi inspired millions of people to fight for freedom. Nehru wants Indira to develop qualities like respect for her countries, honor, trust, patriotism, etc. Thank you.